Thank you for joining us on TV47. My name is Tracy Mukami, and this is In Other News, the show where we give you the perspective of journalists in our newsroom. And today I'm joined by Emmanuel. Yes. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Good, good. It's good to see you. It's been a while since you are here.
Pleasure to be back again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Our director, Jana Aliwashwa, she itched until she's here. Finally, you put a face to her name. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Hi, Tracy.
And we will have Keith. Keith is quarantined somewhere. He will be joining us via Skype in a moment. And just to look at some of the things in our newsroom today, President Uhuru Kenyatta last night issued a press briefing, and there are a few things that he outlined on some of the measures that we will be taking as a country to help us cushion our economy from the effects of coronavirus on our economy. And I think we have the clip where Uhuru was speaking. All right, okay. I'm sure we will be hearing what he had to say later. But I know Emmanuel loves mathematics. Emmanuel,
yes.
What are these numbers? When they tell us 80% pay cuts, just how much are we looking at?
Okay, Uhuru yesterday made some speech that Kenyans were expecting. Others expected more. But since the outbreak has started, we'll be expecting more and more every week, like he promised. Yeah, talk of mathematics, there are those people who are exempted from tax. People who earn 24,000 and below, they'll pay zero tax, meaning tax will start from 25,000 and above.
And what is the impact of them paying zero tax? How much money are we talking about?
You see, when you're earning, let's say, 24,000, the only money that will be deducted are the bank charges only. But the rest, 24,000, will go into your pocket. Unlike when you're earning 25,000, you'll undergo tax pay of 25%. You know, it was moved from 30 to 25%, meaning some money will be deducted from that, whatever you'll be getting. Then there was this thing of the pay, I mean, it was moved from 30 to 25%. Then we had the VAT, value added tax, was moved from 16% to 14%. That's at least good news for the normal mwananchi, the consumer.
It surely is good news, and it will be interesting to look at how the markets are going to be affecting some of these things, because with a reduction in VAT, we actually expect to see the prices of commodities that we pay VAT on go lower. So we will be keeping tabs on that and try and give you some of the updates as the story unfolds.
Yeah, because before we had a VAT of 16% of these commodities.
Yes.
But now it's for 14%, meaning if a certain commodity was selling at 1,000 shillings, including a VAT of 16%, we'll have 1,160. But now it's 14%, it will drop from 1,160 to 1,140. Yeah.
20 bob. Is it much?
Some positivity.
Yeah.
But let me chime in here, Tracy. But as you know, as I told you earlier on, that I think we expected more. You know, all these things all come. I think he should have what people expected. In fact, there are people who made a joke at it. They were crossing their fingers to see the rent. That aside, my main issue was, why is somebody who is not working for a regular job? Put that person in perspective, because this is the thing I have in mind. Because it's like you're having this group of people that you are catering for. That Juakali sector does not have payee. His taxes are taxed through something he's going to buy, and it will be charged more, and that's why it will be taxed by the government.
But
why not consider? Because it looks like there is a particular group of people that is being. Let me tell you, you're giving us whatever Google and all that. I mean, somebody who is a mama mboga out. What importance is it? Why are we not getting why didn't we get something like, let's cut down the fuel prices. People are paying 200, 300 bob in terms of fare.
I think it's important to look at the dynamics in the markets, Mary, because at the end of the day, people argue that at the end of the day, we still need the country to run.
Yes,
even before this pandemic hit us,
yes,
we were actually running on empty.
No, we are not running on empty. We are saying some form of subsidy, a reasonable subsidy.
And where is this
money? So that we can be able to manage.
We're just starting. Before, let's say 2-3 weeks ago, there was nothing that the president had said about the taxes or reduction or whatever. But now this thing has started impacting people. Like right now, if you go to town, most of the shops are closed.
Yes.
People are not there.
Yes.
That's why you started small. You started small.
And it will be interesting to look at the later days and how the continuous measures that will be undertaken, because I'm thinking this is not a one-off time. Every day there is a presser, there is updates on what the government is trying to do, also depending on the what do I call it, on how the situation is unfolding.
Yeah,
so I think it would be unfair to expect, no rent, no tax, no.
I'm not Tracy, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying no rent. I'm not saying no rent.
No tax, at least.
Tracy always speaks for the government.
I think somebody is pouring money somewhere. All I'm saying is, can we have the effect, the directives, or any other thing that will be announced that it will affect the commoner? Let's not just look at a particular, because for me,
but the VAT reduction will affect the commoner.
It will affect the commoner. But then, I mean, it felt like that is the only, it's the only thing, it looks like, I felt like there should have been a more.
Mary,
let me read a letter somebody wrote yesterday, very quickly, about the director. And I shared it on my wall, and it said, "We are happy that you're talking about the COVID disaster seriously and adopting us accordingly. And we are playing our part. But sir, with all due respect, there are some announcements we'd rather hear from Minister. For instance, the Google one. So he said, my government, these are some of the directives he proposed. My government to
I think Mary,
some quarantine. Some of these things.
No. I think let us put this in perspective, because I feel like you're trivializing
these
measures taken by the government. Because let me explain to you.
Okay.
When the president comes and tells us that Google balloons will be they have started rolling out, and when you look at the private sector, which actually really drives this country,
very true,
a lot of people are actually working from home.
Okay.
So without stable internet connections, this means the private sector shuts down. I think it's important to look at the people who actually drive this economy are actually the middle class, the working class. Let alone the Juakali sector.
All I'm saying, can we have all sectors looked into?
And I think it's coming, probably.
So in the event, as we go, can we see an inclusive, that is catering for all people? That's what I'm saying.
It's not just about KRA, VAT alone. Remember, also 10 billion was released to cater for the orphans, for those people who
are elderly.
Yeah, the elderly. You see, those are also the commoners.
Yeah.
They need that small percentage.
So
the president is trying, putting fact that Kenya is a third world country.
No, we know the history of this country. We are just here to see and how it will be implemented.
Mary just wants the president to say, Mary, don't pay rent.
Don't pay rent.
No.
Don't.
No, I'm not saying I don't pay rent.
Don't pay fare.
Don't pay fare.
No, I can't.
Utafikiwa, my dear. Utafikiwa.
Don't pay for food in our hotel.
No, I'm not saying free, but subsidized.
Let me ask you. So you feel like his personal act of taking an 80% pay cut, do you feel like the pay cuts that the government has announced will take effect and impact?
Going with the history of this country, we've had pay cuts introduced and said publicly and announced publicly since 2014. Yeah, but the president,
it's not in context of COVID-19.
Yes. Let me take first pay cuts and then let's come into context. Fine. So it's 2014, right? And basically it's the interest of the country and all that. So right now we are having a pay cut where the president is supposed to 1.4 million, which has gone down to 288,000 shillings per month. The deputy president, who adds 1.2 million, will go down to 245,000. Cabinet secretaries and CAS who have gotten a 30% cut. Initially was 924,000 down to 646,000.
Which is the double figure.
Of
both the president and the deputy.
Exactly.
Which is a good gesture.
Okay, so the principal secretaries from 765,000 to 612,000.
Still double president and the deputy.
A total of each, let me say, I took in one cabinet secretary and a cabinet salary from the cabinet secretary and CS, took one person, so it's around 1.7 M. In taking the deputy president, the president, one cabinet secretary, and one principal secretary. So in each ministry is around 10 or so ministries, goes to over it's 1.9, so it goes to around 20 plus shillings. So my only problem is how the implementation, and also how that money also will be used, because we know we have a history in this country. In as much as we want to be positive about things, we want to be positive about everything that is happening.
It's important to be positive.
Let us be cognizant of the fact that even when we are given money in donation, good money that we're supposed to go help the poor, we know where it goes. So let us be watchful.
For the first time, I think the country will be honest, because from 2014 there was nothing like the disaster that could have caused these guys to take a pay cut, though they said in their manifestos and their maiden speeches. But right now we have the COVID-19. It's spreading very fast. It needs a lot of fund, needs a lot of attention. I hope these guys will have some sympathy on the country, then do what is required, because you see, COVID-19 is taking everyone. It doesn't spare MPs. Yesterday, and so many other people. So these guys, they are afraid of the virus. So I think they'll take some.
Actually, Emmanuel, I think they do not have an option right now, because
they don't have an option.
Mtu akivunjika mapua haezi enda majuu. You're stuck here.
You're stuck here.
And there will be no avenue to use this money this money if you do not find yourself kujipata peke yako na pesa yako, of what good will it be?
I hope that
we actually have the video where the president was speaking last night. Let's listen in.
Okay.
Fellow Kenyans, yesterday Kenya had 25 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, and today we have received confirmation of an additional 3 cases, bringing our national tally to 28 confirmed cases. At the same time, and amidst this trend, I am also pleased to announce that numerous other suspects or suspected cases have been found to be negative after rigorous testing. But more importantly, today we have registered our first patient who has fully recovered from this virus. This, fellow Kenyans, is a clear indication that we can and indeed will defeat this virus. Key aspects. That effective Friday, 27th March 2020, there will be a daily curfew from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. And this shall be in effect in the territory of the Republic of Kenya, with all movement by persons not authorized to do so, or not being medical professionals, health workers, critical and essential service providers, being prohibited between these hours. The full list of critical and essential service providers shall...
amidst all the gloom, it's interesting to see we actually have our first cured case in Kenya. And I know Mary is for like positivity is not your thing, but looking at some of the statistics that are coming out from the world across, it will be interesting to see whether the recovery rate for the patients in the country, does this actually mean that our healthcare system is good to know? Your thoughts, Emmanuel?
I think the recovery rate is good worldwide because we have more than 115,000 cases that have recovered, compared to 21,000 cases of death, reported death. Then we are, generally worldwide we have around 472,000. The recoveries are at 115,000. The deaths are at 21,000. So I think we are heading in the right direction in terms of recovery if we just follow the rules, what the government is saying, what the doctors are recommending us to do. We will beat this COVID-19.
And speaking of beating COVID-19,
yes.
I am really glad that the media has actually been identified as one of the essential services. So Mary, hauna curfew?
No curfew. I'm still working, guys. We are the ones telling you guys stay home so that we are able to inform you and give you the latest.
But the problem is the media has been involved in have been exempted from the curfew, but has not been involved into the rapid response team.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what some editors were protesting.
I actually saw Washira Waruru,
Yeah.
the chairman of the Media Association of Kenya, just trying to outline to the government the importance of having the media as part of the response, the rapid response team.
Yeah.
Why do you think, why should we be part of the response team, Emmanuel?
You know, the media is the eye of the common mwananchi, the public.
Yeah.
So the government might tell you this, but at the ground, the only person who can tell you that, the exact whatever that is happening, is the media. And again, the media, like we are here, someone can report to us, okay, so and so is doing this, because initially people have never trusted the government compared to the media. So they see, instead of reporting to the government, let me do what? Let me report to the media. They'll cover here and then something will happen. So I think the media should be part of the response team, not just being exempted from the curfew. After all, the media has...
You know, whatever they discussed and saw it best between 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. But that means the ripple effect of that is that during the days, it will be very, you know... Crowded. Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that the social distancing may take a backseat just a little while. You know, it may be forgotten because people are in the rush of going home, beating the curfew. I don't want to see them, because everybody is rushing to buy things, buy everything at a go. And then the other thing is that I'm also rushing to, you know, get into the matatu. So I'm just waiting to see the implementation tomorrow and just see the ripple effect of that. But I just hope as people are rushing and the matatu terminus, that you're all rushing, you know, you're even, you've even forgotten about the...
Yeah. Yes.
Does this disease only strike at night? That is a conversation that is on. So why just at night? Why don't we just spread out and just say this number of people, they shift the next number? No. What are the dynamics?
I think the reason why the government decided on the night is because most during daytime people are at their, then in the evening they start socializing. So they're trying to I
think this is a point to apply wisdom, and the Swahili say asiyejua maana haambiwi maana. Meaning, right? Alia na macho haambiwi tazama. So the question is that we need you to see that you can actually operate without having to run around all day every day. As Mary is saying, we're likely to see guys running day and trying to get home before 7, but are people not working from home? Right now, I was held up at another one of our studios undertaking, and here I am now on the show via Skype. So it's not so much of being there physically. People will understand you don't have to be till 5, you don't have to be 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You'll get home. So anayejua maana haambiwi maana.
You are Swahili today. You agree with you, and it will be interesting interesting just to see tomorrow how some of these things will be unfolding, and how it's going to take effect, because a lot of people actually do their businesses at night. So the restaurants and the please favorite dish hata sijui nitasurvive aje. That note, I think let's hold it note. Let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, we will have in other news the news stories from where you are. And I'd really like you to join today. Make sure you're on our social media pages at TV47KE across all platforms. The news from wherever you are. Stay tuned.
You can
Yes,
call
it
us.
is.
You can send us WhatsApp messages. We'd love to see what's happening around where you are, what you're doing with this quarantine. It'll be amazing. I remember someone told us they are on their 4th season of whatever. Well, someone else is learning Japanese.
But you
So, yeah.
see, guys should be quarantining and working from home. This is not the
Learning new
time
skills.
for Netflix.
What about Netflix and alone? Hakuna chill.
Oh, hakuna chill. Why?
Hakuna chill sasa hivi.
No.
God will provide. I think the most interesting thing I think I saw yesterday was some of the reactions from our leaders. We had Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister, speaking on the virus and telling people what they need to hear. Let's listen.
I feel obligated to address the threat of coronavirus or COVID-19 as it is universally known. Corona is real and it is a threat to humanity. It has already claimed 16,000 lives worldwide. So what do we do right now to protect ourselves against corona? Number one, wash your hands with water and soap or use sanitizers. Number two, stay away from funerals except those of your immediate members of the family. Number three, stay away from crowds. Number four, stop shaking hands. Number five, keep social distance. Obey the directives issued by the government.
Let's go for a day, a sandal, 2,500, a sandal. That
It's also important, yeah, maybe to look at most of these clothes are import thrift clothes.
Yeah.
Are actually made here in Kenya. The export processing zones.
Yes.
Now this is the high time for the country to actually produce for Kenya.
Local, yes,
Yeah.
produce for Kenya, for the Kenya
So in
market,
terms of
right.
pricing, in terms
Yes.
of designs, in terms of quality as well,
Yes.
because they might tell us that quality informs.
Yeah.
The last thing I think in the interest of time, Keith, one more thing I think is really important for us today is tweet, and this is cyber security. So please speak to us on this and how this is a time that hackers kuna boom. There's data online.
Yes, there's you see, the digital space relied on one thing, usage, and usage is you yourself on your device. So at this point, I would like to caution people to be very keen on what they're doing with their digital devices and the digital sphere as they're operating in it. Because right now, we know that you're at home, we know that you're not moving around, and that tells people we can collect information. What that information is used for is it's a broad spectrum. It could be good.
I think if your connection is not really clear, we can't hear you quite as well. Emmanuel, on cyber security, what are some of the measures that people can do to protect their data?
You see, these hackers, I think there are opportunities because whenever something comes up, they'll use it as an advantage to dupe, to lie, to hack into people's accounts, all that stuff. They'll lie to them how they have the cure, the antidote for the virus. They'll even use a verified account, but they are just, so what's there, people, you see what drives people into being hacked is the panic. Is the panic and spreading of just fake whatever, all that stuff.
And rumor mongering.
Because you see right now you have coronavirus. Someone will use a certain link on WhatsApp and say, okay, follow this link, win 1,000 GB to keep you at home as you work from home, so that you can to avoid this coronavirus. Let's work from home. Cheap internet is here.
Yes, for sure.
You see, people, Africans, Kenyans especially, they love cheap things. They log into that link. Yet it will give out all your personal data, the account information, all that stuff. So let's avoid this panic mode. Let's just.
It was supposed to go to, I think, by the country, by the CS. I think once we follow, because there is leadership, let's follow that. Let's not feel so many. That's the minute where you find people who are taking sanitizer.
And it's amazing that one of the biggest platforms in this country, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, they're actually taking precautions. I think not just in Kenya, just world across, to try and ensure these platforms are not misused, because at our hackers now, they go all the time.
Yeah.
They have time. They have time.
Yes, they have all the time.
Don't just click any link.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Today, this I think is one of my most favorites, my very best segment here, because hey,
Yeah, we amidst the crisis
on a lighter note now,
Yeah.
some of the trending videos today. I think let's watch this.
Na tumeona gavana wengine kama gavana wa Murang'a, wa Kiambu amepulizia, kuna dawa zinasuguchwa kwa market. Ona kitu kama ni sanitizer huku hakuna, wengine wanaoga na shampoo. What is shampoo chuani? Hata kama ni baso arete tu tukatakate. Kama ni bill za maji Nyewasko iabiwe. Sisi hatuna pesa ya kulipia hizo vitu. Kama ni stima, unaona ploti zingine hakuna hata maji chuani.
You'll notice I was not here over the weekend. I think this is the part that we really need to take personal responsibility for. Saturday, I had a little low-grade fever.
I think I was at a small bed.
Oh. Let me tell you. You see the common I'm talking about? Are you seeing that person saying? Shampoo. I'm telling you.
I actually do not know why this video is trending, by the way, because this lady,
the sincerity. I mean,
she's actually outlining points that are very important.
Very true.
Yeah. But see, the reason why this,
what you can actually do is watch TV for what actually works. It works perfectly.
Exactly.
Content always.
And even as you watch us on repeat, I'd really like to see your videos. Yeah. Tomorrow we want to see your video. We'll be airing some of the video feedback that you'll be going to be sending to us. So as you cycle it to repeat, watch TV 47.
Yeah.
Send us your videos. We'll use them live tomorrow.
Yeah, even traveling nowadays.
Sorry?
Traveling, can travel through video.
Yes,
right?
You actually can.
Drive.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to ask guys this, seeing it on my social media, at TikTok Kid.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask guys, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah.
After Corona, what are you looking forward to? What are you looking to do after that? Because
yes.
now you're stuck at home, now you can't move, now you can't, you know. So what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, for sure. I think in case we have more time tomorrow, and you will be here. You will. Some of the other things, because this is very seniors thing, we want you and the things that you're doing to be aired on this show. I'm gonna leave with TikTok videos, but Kesha, you send me put them here in other days. My name is Tracy Mukami. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.
Let me remove this thing and receive fresh air.
The air is not fresh. Remove this thing, you enter 6 feet below.
Obina is sweating too.
Yeah, Obina is sweating to leave. It's not sweating to. That's the difference. Yeah, I hope your own is okay. Tie this thing.
Hey, this thing is too hot, oh. The weather is too hot.
The grave is hotter. Oh. The grave is 10 times hotter, if not 100 times hotter. Why in the chair?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.